going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, May 24th, 2023, and we're on our way to a no cooling call in Salisbury, Maryland. So let's go take a look. All right, we got two sets of twin furnaces here. This one right here is apparently the one with the issue. Yeah, this one is at the back. So this one, I believe, has the issue. This one is okay. I just turned the thermostat on for this one. So it started, so let's go check out the outdoor units. All right, this one's running. This one's just buzzing. Really cold. It's too cold. Let's get the cover off this guy and see what's going on with this. See, that guy's frosting up. I know my fans are running. At least one of them's running. I'll have to look into that, see why that guy's freezing up. I hate when they twin units together. I know they do it a lot, but it's really hard on those blowers if they don't both start at the exact same time. All right, it's a three-phase unit. Let's check voltage. I got it there. Got it there. Should have it across here. I do. Okay. Contactor started buzzing as soon as I applied power. That is weird. Yeah, that contactor is burnt up. She's in really bad shape. I think we got a bad contactor here. Let's check the voltage. Yeah, see, I got nothing on the top of the contactor, and it's pulled in. 211 down bottom, nothing up top, and it's three-phase, so it goes through this phasing board. That's why it's starting to buzz as soon as we turn it on. All right, let's get a new contactor for it. See why that thing is frosting up like that. All right, we're going to use this one. 2-pole, 40 amp, 24 volts, by NOARC, a global company. So we need to use a 2-pole here where it's three-phase. Yeah, she's actually welded shut. Take that off. It should have pulled out, but it didn't. Yep, she's welded. There we go, we got it popped up now. Oh yeah, she's in bad shape, buddy. Damn, she burnt a hole right in it. Holy crap. Alright, we got our new contactor in. Now the reason why the contactor, the old contactor, that guy, didn't start buzzing until I apply power is because this board up here will not send 24 volts to the contactor until it gets power and realizes the phasing is correct. So that's what that board does. It basically, it tells the system if the three-phase wiring phasing is correct before it sends power to the contactor. It does that to save the compressor. All right, so we got our new contactor hooked up. All right, the fan started, but the compressor did not. Uh-oh. All right, let's open the top up and see if we have continuity through the compressor. 7/16 nut driver. All right, we got the cover pulled off there, and this is just a plug, so we just got to get that off there. Plug looks okay. Let's check to see if we have continuity through our compressor. It is ice cold because it's been off, so if it's out on thermal overload, that means the compressor is gone. I'm not going to use the alligator clips. We'll just do this. We have a weird continuity there. Yeah, our compressor's going. That sucks. That sucks. Alright, I actually took my contactor back off. No sense in selling them a contactor when a unit that has a dead compressor. So I checked to make sure we have refrigerant. Also, we do have refrigerant. Just in case for some reason they want to put a compressor in this, because it would be kind of tough. Well, we could do it. I'd hate to see it happen. Just do a new coil and outdoor unit when they still have that old coil and outdoor unit there, but it is doable. So I would really like to see it, because if they replace this system, they would be replacing 2 furnaces and 2 outdoor units and 2 evaporator coils. So all right, let's go over there and see what's going on with this thing frosting up. We're going to check the blower first, because where it started freezing up immediately, I think we have some sort of a blower issue. Okay, our blower on this one actually is not running. Looks like our filter is falling down inside. What a mess. Oh man, what a mess. Alright, let's see why this blower's not running. Alright, let's just make sure we have a G call. Yep, we got G. Here. I feel like there's something inside there hitting it. Typically when you have a twin system like this, if one blower's not running, just the air from the other one will cause it to spin, but that's not even happening with this one. The motor is really hot. Let's check this capacitor. All right, let's check this cap real quick. Nothing. All right, so this cap is bad. Let's get a new capacitor. Right, we got a new 10 microfarad capacitor here. Let's go ahead and put it on. All right, new cap installed. Let's go ahead and turn this on. Thermostat's probably in a delay, but let's just go ahead and jump G out real quick. definitely in there. We're gonna have to open this up and see if we can see what's in there. All right, guys, just got back in the truck from that call there. A little bit of a tricky situation there. The system is 21 years old and it's got one bad compressor. So I am not very keen on putting a compressor in a 21-year-old unit, but I'll usually do what the customer asks me to do. So I'm going to give them some options. But the tricky thing is, if we were to just replace the one unit, we would need to replace the evaporator too, but the matchup wouldn't be right where it's twinned. So we would have to do some major duct modification, and that's just not feasible. So the best thing to do would be to replace both gas furnaces and both air conditioners at this time. Another option they would have would be to replace both evaporators and both outdoor units right now. That way the matchup's right, and then the gas furnaces they can worry about later. But if it was me, I would do it all at the same time, but of course it's not my money. So, but we're gonna get them an option on just putting a compressor in and then converting it from R22 to 422B. We'll get them another quote on replacing both air conditioners at the same time. Then we'll give them a quote on doing everything. So we'll see what they say. Like I said, there's some other options there also. If they didn't want to buy both outdoor units at the same time, they could just replace both evaporators, and we can put an R22 TXV in the one that still has the old unit. So like I said, there's options there. We could go on and on about options, but we're going to keep it basic for the customer. We're going to give them 3 options. Either put a compressor in it, replace both air conditioners, or replace everything. So that's where we're at with it right now. It is an 8 tons altogether. So we have 8 tons of cooling. So I was thinking about maybe putting 1 unit in, but where it's gas furnaces, they'd have to put a pretty good size unit in there. And plus, I don't even know if I could get a gas furnace that big. So I don't know, we'll see. But all right, guys, I think I'm off to the next one now. I might hit some lunch real quick, but then I'm going to be going to the next one. All right, guys, the one we're headed over to now is just an elderly lady who is having trouble with her thermostat. She needed batteries put in it and needed to know how to adjust it. So we're going to go look at that. But check out this old boiler. I mean, this thing is falling apart. She claims her father put this boiler in when they built the house 66 years ago. So check this thing out. Good God, look at this thing. She's seen better days. Man, oh man. I'm not here to look at this, and this is heat only, but it was out on safety. Comes right on when I reset it. Just leave it off for now. Just leave it off. I mean, she's not going to need this until winter. So. This thing's rough. She's talking about selling the house. This will never pass an inspection. Yeah, pretty rough. Yeah, she said she's going to try to sell the house as is, or at auction or something like that, so won't have to worry about any kind of home inspection. The buyer will kind of know what they're getting into once they make a bid on it or what have you. So all right, well, now we're headed down to Pocomoke, Maryland, which is about 30 minutes from Salisbury. And we're going to look at a unit that apparently isn't shutting off. The unit was installed not long ago, and apparently the thermostat wasn't replaced when the air conditioner was. And the maintenance department at this apartment complex is saying that the unit's not shutting off, and they think it's the thermostat. So, well, if it's the thermostat, I got thermostats on here. If it's a stuck contactor, we got contactors on here. We got every part on the truck that could potentially get them going, except the compressor. But if it's running too much, it's probably not the compressor. So, all right, guys, let's go check that one out. All right, this unit is newer. We just installed it a couple days ago, about a week ago, but they never put a thermostat on. So we pulled the Honeywell Pro 6 off. We're doing that right now, and we're gonna put on a Honeywell T6. There it is right there. This will be locked out at 68 degrees. Guys, I just left that thermostat there where the woman, the tenant, was an absolute nut job. But I'm on one now where another one, it's cooling, but they say it's not. So let's take a look. All right, the air handler is like rammed in there. So I did increase the fan speed on it because it was really low. We're about to hook our probes up and see what this thing's doing. Right, we got the probes hooked up, 410A. First glance, low on charge. Like I said, I did increase the fan speed because it was really low. Bumped it up one. Suction line temperature, 70 degrees, 26 degrees superheat, 3 degrees of subcooling, classic low charge pressures. Take a look at our temp split real quick. I'm not sure if these have stabilized yet. I just put them in a couple minutes ago. Nope, one of them's not even reading. All right. Well, it is reading, it's just not showing up. So, all right, there it is. So we got about a 12-degree split. You know, it's not doing too horrible. But now that has dropped down to 57. So I probably just had to give it a few more minutes. That's the only thing I've done to this, is increase the fan speed. Let's take a look. We're basically going to shoot for a 10-degree subcooling here. We do have a TXV, so whenever you have a TXV, 10 degrees of subcooling is pretty standard. It might go down to 8, might go up to 12. Sometimes Carrier has like a 16 or an 18 subcooling, but if you shoot for 10, most of the time you're going to be in the ballpark. So let's add at least a pound and see where that gets us. All right, where we already got the smart probes hooked up, we just grabbed the analogs, got our scale hooked up. We're gonna go ahead and put a pound in. And see where that gets us. All right, that's a pound right there. We'll give it a couple minutes, see where we settle at it. All right, we're doing better. Doing a lot better. Our superheat is coming down. Subcooling is about 5.5. Suction line temperature is down just under 55. It's pretty close. I would like to see that subcooling get up a little bit more. All right, we got 2 pounds in it. Looks like we're right about 8 degrees of subcooling, 5 degrees of superheat. I think this is about all we're gonna do. Our TXV is opening and shutting now. Our temp split is not great, but I also don't have my supply right on the plenum. I have it in a register further down. I couldn't get it in the plenum. So we could realistically maybe add 2 or 3 degrees to this after loss. So we're gonna say it's probably at least a 17-degree split. It looks like we're gonna be close enough here, and we're gonna button it up. So it took 2 pounds. All right, guys, we just finished up with those couple calls there. So the first one, that thermostat, we had just replaced that unit maybe a week ago, and the tenant was saying it wasn't shutting off. Now, it wasn't shutting off because she had it set at 62 degrees. Now, just to appease the tenant, we did change the thermostat out today. They probably should have put one on when they replaced the equipment, but it was working, so they didn't mess with it. But what they did do was that thermostat was locked out at a minimum set point of 68 degrees. They did lower that down to 60 degrees. And according to HUD guidelines in America here, it's the Housing and Urban Development, basically government housing. I didn't know this, but according to the management company, by their standards, by their law, the lowest that a thermostat can be set is 68 degrees. So that is their policy. The tenant took exception to that policy. That she said 68 is too warm. She can't handle 68. However, she's lived in this apartment for God knows how long, and 68 was always fine. But then the air conditioner went down. It was down for a couple of days. And now all of a sudden, when it went back to 68, she had a big problem with it. And she raised a big stink. But ultimately, the thermostat got left at 68 degrees. And, you know, that's, what do you want me to do about it? The housing department pays us. She doesn't pay us. And, you know, according to HUD guidelines, it needs to be set at 68. Now, I didn't research this. I'm just going by what the management company told me. Maybe someone else, maybe you guys can tell me if that's bullshit or not. Maybe it is, but that's what the management company told me to put it at, so it's locked out at 68. All right, just for shoots and giggles, when I got home, I Googled HUD housing thermostat setting guidelines, and I think this is really just for heating, but it says new or replacement thermostats installed in habitable spaces shall be factory set for a maximum temperature of no more than 75 for elderly dwelling units and 72 for non-elderly dwelling units. Thermostat controls that are to be moved should not be located in public areas. And then I actually clicked on this just to look and see if it went into detail with anything else. And I see nothing that says the minimum should be 68. That's not saying that is, but apparently there's a lot of chapters in this HUD mechanical systems, but I didn't see anything that said 68, so I am just going by the property manager's recommendation. They told me 68, so it's at 68. Little does she know, she could, you know, go into Google and Google how to get into the programming of the thermostat and lower it herself, but she probably won't do that. So that's why that woman was kind of a whack job. But the second one was more straightforward. You know, I did increase the fan speed there and added a couple pounds of charge. I really didn't worry about doing a leak search on it. If it loses it again, we might do it. But usually 2 pounds isn't nothing to jump up and down about. So, all right, guys, let me know what you know. Let me know what you guys think about those couple calls, and let me know down in the comments. So, but that's going to be it for this one, guys. All right, have a good day. I'm off for the next one.